Hello Leo, and welcome to my channel Green Lion Goddess Tarot. This is your weekly reading, and we have moved into Scorpio season, and we start the week with a very, very powerful new moon in Scorpio. It's coming in on the 25th, give or take a day, depending on where you are in the world. And yeah, this new moon, it's a dark moon. It's where we can plant new seeds, whether you're aware of them or not, which is really fantastic. And probably going to notice a change in the shift in the energy moving into Scorpio season, becoming a little bit more intense. Now, this new moon is also a partial solar eclipse. So it's got there, we've moved into eclipse energy, and eclipses, as you know, bring about change. And these can be both, it can go both ways with eclipses. It can be good change, it can be change we're not so happy with. But I'm finding this eclipse a really fascinating one because Venus is right next to the new moon energy. And Venus is the planet that rules love, it rules money. And she's not super comfortable there because she's in the sign of Mars. Mars typically rules Scorpio traditionally, and she's kind of finding herself, and it's a dark moon, so she's finding herself in this interesting situation where she could be feeling a little bit uncomfortable, and she might be looking at some of the shadow sides of how she is in relationships. So there's a lot of knowledge coming to us this week with this new moon happening, this eclipse happening, around what we've been taught in relationships, how we are in relationships, how discerning we are in relationships. Venus is, she chooses who she wants to be with. So it is the love language, but it's like you're not with everybody in the world. You just choose your partners or who you like to be around. There's a very discerning energy to Venus. And it's also Scorpio. The energy of Scorpio is around being really discerning, around managing money as well. It's deep emotions, intense emotions, psychology, and working with money as particular expenses, like how you pay your weekly bills or your monthly expenses. So it's a fixed energy, the Scorpio. It's very responsible and reliable. Like, I want to be paying my bills, and how's that all happening and working for you? And in terms of how it's working within relationships, a lot's coming up with this Venus feeling quite uncomfortable, where she's learning a lot about control and power dynamics within relationships. And so there's a lot that you potentially is going to be coming up that you're going to be working with that, and learning a lot because, it's also a Pluto-ruled new moon. Pluto is the modern-day planetary ruler of Scorpio. So Pluto is the planet of the underworld. It's the shadow. It's the dark moon. So Pluto loves to kind of show you things. It's like shows you truths and then says, what do you want to do with this truth? You can transform it. So Venus is in this very interesting sort of underworld shadow space where she's learning a lot about herself within relationships. And this is, what's been reflected back to you in your relationships as well. And so it's also looking at how you've been taught in terms of being empowered or disempowered, or how you work with control within relationships. Do you want to control your love or your money, or do you find yourself stepping into relationships where it's on the other foot and you're feeling like somebody else is more in control? Is this energy yours, or is it something you've been taught through somebody else? So it's all these questions that are coming up. So, wow. Okay. Finally, we get to the first card, Leo, which is the card of Leo, the card of strength coming in. So I'm going to do this reading slightly differently. I'm going to do it more based on the new moon eclipse energy that's coming through. So the strength card is like the situation. This is you. This is you, Leo, coming in super strong. And see that beautiful line there is going, where have I been silenced? Where have I been taught to not speak up? Where have I been taught to kind of be tame in a way? There's a fierceness that has been tamed here to the lion. And it's, looking at those kind of energies with the strength. I mean, strength card does represent your courage, your bravery, your resilience. So that is kind of one of the interesting, the dynamics. What I'm getting with this is it's kind of like we can see the maiden here is softly and very courageously kind of closing the giant lion's mouth, like the jaws of the lion. But I feel like you're the lion going, yes, I love you, or I have loved you in the past, but it is this energy of, yes, I'm very loyal to you, but how much has there been a price to pay for that loyalty, where you've let somebody kind of, and this might be nice. It might be you're actually thinking it was necessary for this relationship to subjugate some of my needs to make it work. So it's not necessarily just a good or a bad thing. It's a complex energy that's being unraveled here. Perhaps it's also a sense of showing leadership as well, like following somebody's guidance. And so this can be both ways. This could be on either foot. This could be you or somebody else. Like I said, it's complex relationship dynamics that is coming through with this Strength card. So it may be that you totally adored somebody and said, yes, I will do what you want. I'll do anything for you. And it may be a sense that it may actually feel like, well, okay, I've gone a little bit too far and I need to get my fierceness back. So that's the situation. It's going to be complex, but let's look at the higher potentials of what's coming in with this. It may be a Virgo in your life as well, because that is Virgo meets Leo. There could be quite literally a Virgo that this relationship is highlighting. We have the higher potentials coming in, the Six of Shells, sentiment and joy, and the Two of Feathers, decisions and directions. Now, I love this because look at these two beautiful otters. They're just traveling together. There's a real synergy with them. There's this sense of sentiment and joy. This is the Six of Cups. So it can represent a relationship that has been around for a while, because it just is this sense of we're wanting to choose the next direction so that I can bring more joyfulness into my relationship, so we can feel like we're on the same page, so we can work over some things from the past and feel like we're moving into the future. So when we're talking about love and relationships, like Venus, and this can be related to money as well, how you're moving forward with your money, especially if there's another person involved, but it doesn't have to necessarily be so. And this relationship could be future relationships. If you're not in a relationship at this moment, it may be you're just learning so much about how you are and how to bring in the joy and the new directions within relationships in general. So let's look at what's happening deep down. Let's look at the shadow. Let's see what's going on, the things that Venus might be working with, that Venus energy of yours that you might be working with and going, okay, well, it might not necessarily be comfortable, but I'll be looking at this and working at this. So let's look at the shadow side of what's coming in with all of this Leo. And I love that it's come in as the Leo card. It really is bringing it back to your joy, your expression of who you are and how you are in relationships. Interestingly, you've got the Two of Swords is the Two of Feathers. So you've got the Two of Feathers in the high potential and the shadow. So it's kind of interesting how that works, isn't it? Because it's kind of, sometimes the Two of Swords has been hesitation, indecision, and not really sure about how to make decisions here. But it could also be where there's been conflict around with the Two of Swords. Has there been some kind of conflict in the past? This could have been where you're not wanting to hear both sides, or you're hearing too much of both sides and it's impossible to make a decision. This can harken back to even issues around conflict around your parents in the past, or conflicts within relationships in the past, where there's been some kind of disagreements or arguments or even fighting of some sort. So yeah, there's a lot that's coming up, even that can represent divorce, this Two of Swords. But interestingly, the hesitation or the lack of direction or the sense of not necessarily being able to find the clarity to move forward is actually what the higher potential is finding that decision and finding the direction and being able to make that especially in terms of this Venus energy of the sentiment and joy that exists within relationships. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's what's so fantastic about this energy is it's the very start of the journey. It's at 2 degrees of Scorpio, so it's at the very start of the journey of transformation. So it's showing you something in the shadow, and then this is the transformed version of finding the direction, which is really fantastic. So let's look at some of the challenges around this, some of the challenges that might be coming in around this, Leo, for you. Just some of the energies that you might have to be working to overcome. So let's see. We've got the Pentacle 8, Mercury, Virgo. This does quite literally represent work. So you're going to have to work at it, or it may be related to your work, your workplace, or what you spend a lot of time doing. So the Mercury, Virgo is very much interesting. Like It's getting messages from that Virgo energy, which can be very analytical. You might have to kind of go deep into this. And that's why it's interesting here that we've got the Virgo here with the Lion as well. But it's kind of like that's what's the Lion energy might be what you want to leap into and go, okay, heart first. But the Virgo energy is going, hey, Mercury and Virgo is saying, let's analyze this. Let's think about it first before you leap in to relationships or leap into energies, heart first. So it kind of is adding that extra layer of information onto it. If it's to do with money and work relationships, definitely this is where there are things within that situation that you're working with and overcoming. So there could be challenges coming up. But like I said, with this energy, it really presents the challenges so that you can have a really great outcome as well. So let's see what energy is working with this and making it easier and bringing the flow to this situation. So let's see what's coming in for you, Leo. What energy or planetary aspects are helping with this. So, we've got quite a few, and it doesn't surprise me to see Pluto turning up here, of course, and Mars Leo. I love it. So Pluto Scorpio, I want to put them over there for the moment. We'll look at them in a sec. Pluto Scorpio, Mars Leo, this is where the Pluto Scorpio energy is a past hurt, a past disappointment, past heartache. It's just something from the past that has really disappointed you or hurt you in some way. And then the Mars Leo is getting your motivation, your drive back to get yourself in a better position with this, to be able to work through that past hurt. So that's the energy that's really helping you. Pluto's helping you connect to your motivation, your drive, and also about asserting yourself to get yourself in a better position. So that's something really lovely. And we've got 3 cards. We've got one hidden in here. So that's kind of interesting because there is going to be a lot of hidden things being revealed. And the hidden thing is the Venus, Libra energy, Saturn. So yes, this justice energy with the Cup 9 Moon Pisces and the Chariot Moon Cancer Jupiter. So these are really fantastic energies because the Cup 9 Moon Pisces is around your fulfillment, what brings you great fulfillment, and the justice energy is around contracts. So it's around fairness and equilibrium being brought back into relationships. So any contractual agreements will be brought into line with Saturn there in order to bring that back in, which is really nice. And that what brings the fulfillment. And the Chariot card is about being able to make sense of some of these things that hadn't made sense in the past and being able to overcome them, to kind of rework into the contracts. And contracts can be legal contracts if it's to do with money or work, but it can also be to do with the verbal agreements of our soulmate contracts, our love contracts, our friendship contracts. So Venus I do think it's very much to do with love and money. So it's not so much but because we've got a lot of Virgo coming up, Virgo's a bit friend-zoney as well. So it might bring in some friendships, might come through with that too. But yeah, definitely this lovely energy of being able to, overcome obstacles is really fantastic. So let's pull a fairy card just to get a little final message, some messages coming in for you for the Singer of Initiation. I love it. So look at this beautiful energy being open to receive here. Energetically, it's showing you what happened, being open to receive love, but also initiating you into new ways of being, new cycles with how Venus comes out of this journey at the end going, wow, that was really fascinating, being in that quite reasonably uncomfortable situation. But now I've come out and I feel like I've graduated in some way and I can initiate new patterns and paths with the way I'm loving other people and loving myself and the way I'm managing and working with money. So really fantastic with the Singer of Initiation. And I want to pull one more card. What is it going to be? It's going to be this card. Okay. One more card coming through. Last message for Leo. So last message for Leo coming in. Last message for Leo. Last message for Leo. They're actually saying that animal spirit energies want to talk to you too, Leo. So I'm going to pull them as well. So this is not necessarily the last message, but we've got... in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me towards right-minded thinking and the energy of love. Fantastic. And that's what it really is doing, right-minded thinking about the energy of love and how you love. Okay, we've got I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. And we were saying Venus is going to be a little bit uncomfortable with the position that she finds herself in, but this is where like there's so much that you can take out of that with the deeper meaning and personal growth that you can find. And look at this beautiful eye. It's all about how you're perceiving things and seeing things. You might be seeing relationships or power dynamics through it through a different lens or in a different light. And it says, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Wow. Okay. So yeah, this energy isn't coming in as strong now, this animal spirit energy, but I'll honor it and see what it was, because I actually wanted to end on that beautiful eye. But I'm just going to pull. Oh, I love it. Okay. Horse and golden egg. Look at this. Trust your intuition. This beautiful horse is very grounded. It's a very grounded direction that you're heading in. And there's something beautiful that you're nurturing here that can birth a golden opportunity to bring in this beautiful joy within relationships. So that's it, Leo. That is your reading for the week. So thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. And if you're interested in any of my services, the link for that is in the description box below. And take care, Leo.